Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Friday. We are going to continue with our We Are Readers unit, and we are going to start with our gathering song. So let's do it together. It's time to read, it's time to read. Here we are, here we are. We're finding what to read now, sitting on our spots now, ready to read, ready to read. I hope you're in your comfy spot and you are ready to learn about reading. So let's get started. All right, we are on lesson 5, and lesson 5 is all about readers reread. And what does that mean? Do you know what that means? Well, it means when you read a story, you don't just read it once, because when you read and you read it only one time, you're not going to remember everything. So you need to reread. So let's get started. Here's our lovely classroom. I'm going to move myself out of the way. And we have started with reading and what it's like to read to a partner. And so our first 3 rules were sit side by side, the book in the middle, and seesaw read. And remember that seesaw reading means you go back and forth, back and forth. So we are going to continue with these 3. The first one is sharing wow pages. What does that mean? That means when you find a story or a page in a story and you're like, wow, that's exciting, that's something you want to share with your partner. You want to not just keep it to yourself, but tell them, hey, look at this page. Isn't this cool? The next thing is readers. When you partner read, you reread to learn more. Again, we're rereading so that every time we read a story, we learn just a little bit more and we remember just a little bit more about it. And the last one is you add a pinch of you in it. What does that mean? That means when you're reading, you sound like the character. So maybe you get all excited when somebody is all happy in a story, or maybe you get really sad when they're really sad in the story. But that's what that means. All right, I gotta keep moving myself around. All right. Do you remember what happened in Mrs. Wishy-Washy? I want you to think. You should have listened to the story already. No, you don't remember? That's okay. That's why when you think you are done, you've just begun. What does that mean? That means you reread the story, because the first time you read it, you're not going to remember everything. So I want to make myself big again. And here is Mrs. Wishy-Washy. And I'm going to read it to you this way today. Oh, lovely mud, said the cow. And she jumped in it. Oh, lovely mud, said the pig. And he rolled in it. Oh, lovely mud, said the duck. And she paddled in it. Along came Mrs. Wishy-Washy. Just look at you, she screamed. How does she feel? Not happy. She's quite mad. We know that because she screamed. In the tub you go. In went the cow. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. In went the pig. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. In went the duck. Wishy-washy, wishy-washy. That's better, said Mrs. Wishy-Washy, and she went into the house. Away went the cow, away went the pig, away went the duck. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, lovely mud, they said. Oh no, what did they do? They jumped back in the mud. Those crazy animals jumped in the mud. Now, when I read that the first time, I forgot there was a duck. I remember there was a cow and there was a pig, and I couldn't remember that there were 3 animals. And I remembered Mrs. Wishy-Washy washed them, and then they got back into the mud. But I forgot she went back into the house, that she cleaned them in the barn. So when you reread, you learn more. Reading a story once, great. But every time you read it again and again, you learn so much more. So that's why you have to listen to the stories more and more and more. And then you'll get to start to be able to tell me the story instead of me telling you. So I'm going to present my screen one more time so that we can go over your homework. So down here it says, read again and then tell me about what happened to the pout pout fish in the big, big dark. So you got to go back and you got to read that story again and hear about, what happened? What got lost? What got found? Who helped who? Think about it. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you rest and you get to play outside and enjoy the weather. And until Monday, I will see you later. Bye, boys and girls.